Well, I didn't think I would be making a video this soon, but after a couple weeks of like nothing going on in the furry community, now I got plenty to talk about just within the past few days. So, I'll just start off with something a little casual this time around, because I usually read some stories from a website I get my stuff from, but let's change it up a bit. For the past few years, every time I go on YouTube, I usually just search stuff that I'm interested in. And one of the things I actually do not search is furries, because back in the day, whenever I search it, it would be several things, but it was mainly drama. It could whether it be furries complaining about something that's really nothing, or just trolls hating on furries just because I think it's cool. So I decided to do something I haven't done in a long time, actually search furry, and I actually searched for what's happened in the past week and the past month, and I've actually seen quite a bit of furries doing their own things in fursuits, making videos talk about different topics. And of course theirs are a lot more flashier than my videos, because I just do the simple thing, just record and upload, mainly because I don't have the time to edit and work on the producing of software and that stuff. Besides, I already produce videos for a completely different channel and completely different subject that I put my time and effort into, and I just don't have time to work on my videos. But it got me thinking that because my videos, like I said, not flashy or anything, it's just myself, and it hardly has a blip on the radar. It only gets like tens views into 10s, 20s. So like, yeah, my stuff hardly gets spread, though anyone that's in a fursuit gets tens of thousands of views. And I'm not complaining or anything. That's great. I'm glad that people are watching those videos. But it just got me thinking about my own content. There's a couple of reasons why I don't do my stuff in fursuit. One, I don't believe I need to be in a fursuit to talk about furry stuff. That should be a given. But people watch videos because they put their effort into doing their whole video in fursuit, and like I said, that's great. So they tend to look for more of the fursuit videos because that's what they love. The second reason is, if you ever seen Spike, my dragon fursuit, it's a lot more difficult to get into than it looks. Now, have you ever seen Spike? There's actually one piece in it that's really difficult to put on, and that is, see, he has wings, and he has a V-shaped apparatus that acts as the structure to the wings, and I have to insert it into a hole just above my shoulder, on each of my shoulders, and then I would have to zip it up from my back, and I just don't have the reach to pull the zipper all the way up. And for something for me just talk about different furry topics, it's just not worth the effort of me just going through the trouble of putting on my fursuit. The more recent fursuit I have that, like I said, will be debuting this weekend, has a zipper up front around where the chest is, and like I said, it's a lot more easier to go to. But I'm afraid that see, it's a bird fursuit, I will say that, and that would be quite a jolt from me with my main persona being a dragon. So So I think it would be trying to find the right word for it. It would be quite a jolt. Just suddenly having a bird fursuit being on my channel, and I just don't think it would fit. So I just so that's pretty much just what I do. I just talk about different things, sometimes throwing in my thoughts. So yeah, I was just thinking about all that. But one of the more recent ones I found, someone was talking about how cable news was hurting the furry fandom. But I don't know about you, but a lot of the more recent stuff that I've been seeing had actually been good stuff. Of course, there have been some news stations that have given the furries bad press a long time ago. And the only thing that I think would have upset furries in modern times would be what they did on Morning Joe on MSNBC with the chlorine incident at Midwest Fur Fest 2014 with what's her name? She was laughing, but I know she was laughing at the fact that it was a convention full of people in animal costumes, and I know that's what she was laughing at, that not the fact that there was a chlorine incident. But I can understand why people are upset, because it was a serious topic, but yeah, again, it's not what happened that she was laughing at. It was just something weird going on, a weird convention going on in Chicago. So that was pretty much it. So to my knowledge, I haven't seen any bad news stories on cable news, at least to my knowledge, as of recent. So not really much to talk about on that. All right, another thing that's more casual now. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, I finally gave in, got myself a 3DS, and bought Pokemon Ultra Moon. I already talked about this a couple weeks ago. And I actually completed a lot of my Pokedex. How much did it say that I have completed? 63%. Within a matter of a couple of weeks. But today, like I said, I have not played any of the core games of Pokemon since Gen 2. Today, I had recently found out about one particular Pokemon that was, to my knowledge, introduced in Gen 6, which has... Now, if you don't play the Pokemon games, Pokemon go through a phase called evolving, which can happen in certain ways. You have to meet certain conditions. Normally, the basic condition is to raise them up to a certain level, and they'll evolve to the next stage, whatever that is. Sometimes some odd conditions have to be met, like you have to hold a certain item, like Metal Coat, or you have to, as of more recent, you have to raise its friendship level to a high level in order for it to evolve. This is usually for baby Pokemon. Or one of the tougher ones back in the early days is that in order for it to evolve, you had to trade it. But that mechanic has improved a lot more, since I can now trade with anyone in the world instead of having to just find someone that has another copy of the game. But today, I have pretty much found what I think is the stupidest way of evolving a Pokemon. Number 26 on this Pokedex, Inkay. Like I said, Gen 6. I kept leveling it up, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I raised up to level 40, and it still wouldn't evolve, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, I looked it up, and it was the stupidest thing, the most cryptic thing I've ever heard for evolving a Pokemon in a game. In order to evolve Inkay, not only do you have to raise it to level 30, but you also have to hold the 3DS upside down. How was I supposed to figure that out? There is no way I would be able to figure out that when I level him up, I gotta hold this thing upside down. The only way for me to figure that out is if I just held it this way by complete accident. So if it wasn't for the internet, I would have no idea that was how I was supposed to do it. Maybe it was in one of the Gen 6 games, I don't know, but it was the most cryptic thing I've ever heard for evolving a Pokemon in a game. But I did add another title, and a very popular one among furries, Super Smash Brothers. This one for the 3DS, obviously. And I have to say, I am one that played the original Smash Brothers, but because I'm a PlayStation guy, I could not buy any copies of the following Super Smash Brothers because it's only for Nintendo. The only way I could play it was to be at one of the conventions. And yeah, the last time I played this game was at Foursquared, and I found I've actually improved with the game. And I could not catch this on camera, but one of my most amazing things I've done back at Foursquared playing this game was that I was playing Falco, and someone was playing Zelda. Now, the one who was playing Zelda used the down B move, which summons a knight, which cuts with a sword. I used Falco to use the reflect move, which is his own down B move, and it turned the knight against her, knocking her out and ending the game. It was one of the most amazing things we had ever seen. The reason why everybody loves it, it's a very competitive game, and no wonder everybody loves it. Now, like I said, as of right now, I can only play this on the 3DS, but you can link it up to the Wii U and play it there. So I did recently go to GameStop, and they said that there's going to be a standalone version on the Nintendo Switch. Let me see if I can find out when that one is coming out. Alright, Super Smash Brothers Switch. Like I said, it will be released this year. Does it have an exact date? It's expected to be released at the end of the year. So technically it's actually going to be released when 2019 comes around. So you're going to have to wait just a few more months for the new one to come out. Let's see. What else do we got? The Ursa Major Awards have been announced at Furry. And I'll go through each of them, and I'll throw in some of my thoughts for each of them. Best Motion Picture was given to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I did see the movie, and while not as good as the first, it still held up on its own. Very interesting storyline with Star-Lord, with his father. And of course, you still gotta love Rocket. And there was some interesting lore about Groot. Now, everybody thought that he was pretty much a regenerated version of himself. Before I continue any further, this will contain spoilers from the first movie, so if you don't want to hear that, just skip over just a few seconds. But yeah, in the first movie, Groot dies in an explosion as he was protecting the Guardians. Now, who said it? It was one of the writers. Now, everybody thought that Groot, Baby Groot, was a regenerated version of himself. It's still himself. But one of the guys who wrote this said it's actually it's a completely different Groot. It's one of his children. So this is a completely different character. It's not the same Groot. And this took a lot of fans by surprise. Everybody thought it was the same Groot. But yeah, definitely check out Guardians of the Galaxy. I highly recommend both movies. Let's see. Best Dramatic Series or Short Work was given to the DuckTales reboot. And I only got to see the first episode, and every time I try to look for it, I miss it. But it is a great reboot, and they definitely chose an excellent voice actor to play Scrooge, David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, and definitely they put in a different take. You see Donald a lot more now from what I hear, and very entertaining. Definitely check this out, and if you ever get the chance, look at the original series if you have the chance. Let's see. Best novel went to The Wayward Astronomer by Jeffrey Thomas. Now, I have no idea what's in this one because I don't read books. All the stuff I read is news articles, so I really have no idea with this one. Best short fiction went to Lieutenant Kruger and the Mistress J Trophy Game by Kathy Garrison Kellogg, which was part of the Cross Time Cafe. Again, one I have not read. Best other literary work went to Dogs of War, which was edited by Fred Patton, a part of an anthology of the Fur Planet Productions. Best nonfiction work went to Furry Nation by Joe Strike. Yeah, I should get into reading some of these stories. Best graphic story went to Dream Keepers by David and Liz Lilly, which was posted on the internet. Issues 340 to 385. Best comic strip went to House Pets by Rick Griffin. Okay, I gotta read some more of some of these. Best magazine. Are you kidding, people? Dogpatch Press again. I have said many times before how much I hate Dogpatch Press. I call them the National Enquirer of the furry fandom. A bunch of gossip. And I've already said that I've read one article and I just threw it away just because of how bad it was. So, it's just, this is something that should only belong on a personal blog. This is not something that should be newsworthy. This is not something worthy of a magazine. If you want to write news stories, fine, but you got to do it from a neutral standpoint. If you want to put your opinion in it, then write an opinion article. That's what it's for. And the worst part about it is that people believe this crap. Best published illustration went to David Lilly for the cover of The Wayward Astronomer. Did we mention that one? Yes, we did. Wayward Astronomer was for best novel, and now the cover is it's gotten an award. And I am looking at a photo, and I have to say it does look beautiful. The background itself, yeah, kind of, it's, yeah, it looks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to describe it, but yeah, it looks like it's some icy mountains there. But you look at a starry night sky with a sunrise, couple of clouds going through there, and what character is that in there? It looks like a that's a reptile some kind. Look, I want to say it's a raptor, but I'm not quite sure. But I look at the how they did the title, and it's not exactly that, but it kind of reminds me of Red Dwarf. Let's see. Best game went to Night in the Woods. I've heard a lot about this game. I've heard this referenced quite a lot. I'm not sure what it's about, but I have seen the artwork, and I have to say it is unique. Yeah, it's flat animation, but it's done in a very stylistic way. Some of the other ones that were nominated, Cuphead, I played, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, if this is supposed to be for an award for furries, I would not consider Cuphead furry. I mean, there's a dragon in there, but for the most part, it's not really a furry game. There's a lot of anthropomorphics, but it's really a bunch of objects. You mean you have a walking teacup as the main character, and even some of the enemies, like I said, not really furry as some of the other ones I remember from the game. You're fighting vegetables, some kind of a candy queen of some kind. I mean, and at the end, you're fighting the devil. So Cuphead is not something I would consider furry, but it does have furry stuff in it. Star Fox 2, like I said, I don't have a Nintendo Wii, so I could not review this one. Sonic Mania, I don't know about, and it's something that I wouldn't be interested in just by looking at the title, because the more recent Sonic games have been bad. And Yooka-Laylee, it was a much anticipated game, but I have not heard much about it since. One of the reasons why that it even got some attention, like I said, was because it was pretty much a spin-off of Crash Bandicoot and the JonTron controversy. Where he was originally supposed to be one of the voice actors, but because of something he said, it stirred a backlash, and they removed his voice from the game. And finally, best website, Ink Bunny, which is a website that I've heard of, but I don't use myself. So it's not much for me to say. I'm more familiar with Fur Affinity and WikiFur, which is one of the nominations on there. But WikiFur is just pretty much a Wikipedia page for furries. So there's really not much to say that to convince me it's the best website. What were some of the other ones? E621. E621, I will say it's not for everybody. If this is definitely not safe for work content, and stylistically the page it needs an update. I'll say that. Let's see, what were the other ones? Furry Writers Guild and Cross Time Cafe. Well, I think that's one we mentioned. I never visited their website. Yeah, just at first looks all right, but they're gonna need a maybe like a banner, because they just have Furry Writers Guild in text. If you want a better website, at least put some graphics in there, because I just see just a bunch of text. I mean, there's an occasional photo in there, but this looks something more like a. This looks more like a blog. But yeah, need some add some elements in there. Then we'll talk. And what was the other one? Cross Time Cafe. It's just a forum. So those are the Ursa Major awards. And how much time I got? 25 minutes. I didn't think I would be talking that long, because again, I didn't really have. Well, yeah, I did make sure they have plenty of content to talk about, but I do have one other thing I need to get into. They did finally release the schedule for this year's BLFC, so I'll go ahead and get into that. The stuff starts on Thursday. Registration starts at noon and goes to midnight on Thursday. Con ops will be open from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. the next morning. Let's see. Opening ceremonies will be at 7 p.m. I'm going to be unable to watch that because my flight doesn't get in until 10 p.m. Pacific time. I was originally going to be there in the afternoon, but work called and I have to do a short shift in the morning. So I have to take care of that, then I'll fly over. So I won't be there until 10 o'clock at least. Let's see. What else we got for Thursday? A pool party. And it's going from 8 to midnight. Yeah, I knew they have a pool there, but I only see it in an occasional person go there. I should consider going there, as long as it's warm weather, because I do remember the one time I went there, it was freezing cold. And yeah, I'll text you in a bit. Yeah, someone just getting me. What else we got? The dance from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Again, I'm not on the schedule. I already talked about why I'm not on there. Yeah, mainly because they had to get to some other DJs to give them a chance to play there. There will be karaoke from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Let's see. MST3K with Alkali at 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. We'll find out what movie they'll be showing when we get there. Friday. Registration opens at 9 a.m. going to 11 p.m. Con ops 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. Dealer's Den opens at noon going to 6 p.m. For the art gallery, patrons will have first access at 2 p.m. Sponsors will be in there at 2:30, and everyone else at 3. Dance competition preliminaries at noon and going till 4 p.m. Drag It Show Live going at 3 to 5 at the Shasta room. By the way, the dance competition preliminaries will be on the 3rd stage. And I highly recommend looking at the map for all the locations, because it is a huge area. And you can easily get lost in that place. So you have to figure out whether it's upstairs, downstairs, left, right, whatever. Let's see. We do have specific meetings for different species. Blackjack tournament for charity will be at 3 going till 6. And where are they doing that? Tabletop gaming. Let's see what else we got. There's actually going to be a car show, a charity car show, which will be going from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. and that will take place in the parking lot where mini golf is. So if you don't know where that is, you step out toward the front of the casino, and it's out towards the right on the far side. Bachelor auction from 4 to 6. Again, there's a list of who's going to be up for grabs on the website, and this will take place on the second stage. Well, here's an interesting one. Worst furry cartoons in the world. That'll be from 5 to 7 at Shasta. The worst furry cartoons in the world. What would I consider some of the worst? The one I have in mind is one from North Korea called Squirrel and Hedgehog, which is really a propaganda cartoon. And the more recent one, and the artwork is beautiful, it's just unfortunate that they had to waste it on propaganda. Let's see. What else we got? There will be another pool party from 8 till midnight. And if you don't work, the pool is going to be downstairs right by Johnny Rockets. So pretty easy to find. And the dance will be from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. And karaoke from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Let's see. Foxes and Peppers After Dark, second stage at 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Saturday, we have... Oh, this is one I'm going to be looking at. We've done this last year. Mascot Smackdown at 11 a.m. Now, I recorded this in last year's video. It's pretty much a tournament format to where we compare mascots from different teams. I should consider doing a panel, considering my job. Let's see. What else we got? Celebrity Whose Line Is It Anyway? From 1 to 2:30 at the second stage. Now, normally we have the regular Whose Line Is It Anyway come first, but this time it's the celebrity version first. Dance competition at 3 going to 5 at the main stage. Let's see what else. Run, Definitely Run. And Foxes and Peppers Musical, A Musical Tale, from 6:30 to 9 on the main stage. There will be another charity poker tournament at 6 going till 9 at Tabletop. Let's see. Karaoke 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. And, wow, I'm glad this guy's here. One of my favorite furry musical artists, Matthew Ebel, will be appearing, and he'll be doing a performance at 10 p.m. on the main stage. Do check out some of his music. He's got his own website. Definitely recommend this guy. And then we have the Dance Till Dawn, 11 p.m. going all the way to 7 a.m. So you'll have plenty of time to dance. And yeah, I got the privilege of participating in Dance Till Dawn a couple of years ago. I was dead tired, but still got on. And I have video of it somewhere buried in my channel if you want to check that out. It's actually on my live performance playlist. So give it a look. And let's see what else we got. Sunday, Fursuit Games on the second stage at noon. Quit Fur at the Whitney Room at the same time, going to 2. Let's see. Dance Battle Royale from 3 till 5 at the main stage. Charity auction at 4, going to 6 at second stage. And I'm sure that they will be showing the items for charity. They usually do that in the dealer's den, so yeah, check that out. And closing ceremonies at 6 at the main stage. But there is a couple of other things going on after closing ceremonies. There is a bowling tournament going from 9 to midnight. Registration is at 8:30, and it will be at the bowling alley, obviously. The dance going from 8 all the way to 3 a.m. And we'll have our standard Whose Line Is It Anyway? Second stage at 8 p.m. It currently has it listed for 1 hour, though it might extend out. We'll see what happens. But yeah, last year we only had Dragor host it. Alkali couldn't be there last year, and I got to participate in that. And yeah, he told me that he was thankful that I participated in it because it really brought in the crowd. I couldn't stay for the whole thing because I had to go to the bachelor dance, but highly recommend Whose Line Is It Anyway. I have, like I said, I have plenty of video of the shows. Do check all of them out. So don't forget that the mini golf, go-karts, those are free with your registration to the convention. What else did I miss? I'm pretty sure I missed something. There will be free bowling. It will be from midnight to 6 a.m. So if you still got some energy left in you, there is free bowling overnight. Let's see. And anything else I should mention? But I would like to remind everybody that if you have a fursuit, please do not go towards the casino floor. They're very strict about it, and they will grab you if you come near that area. Near where the Starbucks is, that's fine. You just stay away from that red carpet that they have over there. And again, if you are going to gamble, do it responsibly. Set a limit for yourself. I usually limit myself to $100 every time I go to the casino floor. Is there anything else that I need to mention? I don't think so. I've already 38 minutes. Wow, I definitely talked a lot. Okay, so I'll keep my mouth shut now. This dragon's mouth is now closing.